Okay, welcome back, peeps. Did not see the R, but here we are. First
And it
ban,
looks like the first
Zillion.
ban we have the Zillion being taken away. The Zillion ban is definitely a target ban towards Swagner, 94 in the bot lane. Decent enough support, able to keep alive his carries, but just a target ban. Don't worry about it.
but.
The Vladimir immediately banned away. So this is being taken away from B Extends actually. B Extends is a known Vladimir player, also really good on the rise. The Rumble being taken away again. These are all target bans right now, except for the Vladimir. Really, the Vladimir is a good ban overall.
Absolutely. Take that Vladimir away from him.
So we're seeing the Rumble mid being taken away. I believe that they pulled out the Rumble mid last week. Definitely a good pocket pick for them to have. Laxmat plays Nocturne and Rumble. Looks like Hecarim being taken away. This is going to push fourth. This is going to be pushing Reich onto maybe a something that he hasn't played. They banned the Draven, which means that they're probably going to try to prio this Ezreal, or they're trying to make him pick this Ezreal. Bust Mustache, definitely a good Draven player. Has the Draven profile picture to prove it and everything.
There's the Aurelia
And an
ban.
Aurelia ban coming out as well. Good to take this away from both Tomato Farmer and from B Extends. B Extends definitely a carry player, likes to play the Akali, the Vladimir, the Aurelia, the Rise. Likes to play these champions. Good to take it away from him. But Tomato Farmer also a very good carry player as well.
Absolutely.
Being flashed. Will Reich pull this out?
Skarner,
Skarner
okay.
pick for Reich. Very interesting. Usually you'd like to see Reich on a very high tempo jungler, something able to make a lot of things happen early game, but deciding to go with the Skarner route, and they forgot about the Morgana.
There
Morgana
it is, people.
completely counters out Skarner, able to put down that black shield, make it so that he can't silence or grab, makes his R basically useless. Sejuani, two tank junglers being picked here, two very good late game fighting junglers. I like the comp so far on the right, on the red side from Predictive Gaming, but we will see how they round out this draft on the red side, on the blue side.
Very surprised that they did not ban the Morgana.
Bring out the Alistar.
Interesting
and
pick.
Expecting to see this Kai'Sa come out. I'm expecting it. Kai'Sa Alistar very good. Kalista Alistar also very good. Viva a very well known Kai'Sa player. So we might just see the Kai'Sa come out, but Ezreal is still on the board.
There it is, just like you said it.
Just as I say it, Kai'Sa being flashed right now and Kai'Sa being picked. This bot lane is very good. Alistar pretty much provides an automatic way for Kai'Sa to get her passive stacked. This is a very good looking bot lane. I like the blue side draft so far, but the red side draft, if they lock in this dog champ, this is going to be crazy. And instead, opt to look towards the Sivir Morgana bot lane, maybe. Now that Morgana can be flexed mid, but Sivir Morgana is a very, very good bot lane, able to keep most things off. And Skarner can now not get 100% in on this Sivir.
I don't know. Alistar into Morgana and Sivir, it just seems like the Alistar's irrelevant going into this game.
On the Jace, looking to target now Tomato Farmer, the Jace player. Like I said, Tomato Farmer likes to play these snowbally early game champions that do a lot of damage. The Cho'Gath being taken away, most likely from Cookies. Cookies loves him some Cho'Gath, boys.
There's Darius
taken
ban
away from the other side of the map. That's actually an odd ban. I think I think that might just be a disrespect ban. I don't think the Tomato Farmer plays Darius, but we'll take it. I guess it's a decent enough.
And I gotta say, my mic has been muted this whole time. Apologies.
No, you're good, my brother.
But Alistar into Morgana Sivir. Let's see how that goes, because I just feel like Alistar is definitely irrelevant now. Maybe... I don't know. He's gonna have to time these spell shields, black shields perfectly. Overall, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. But
I agree. And what's actually going to be really rough for this entire team comp right now is being able to actually get onto that Sivir. Sivir right now is the only major damage option unless that Morgana goes mid. So being able to get onto that Sivir is going to be a good thing for the side of Omega Gaming Delta. But right now it's looking like it's almost impossible. And Silas locked in, very good pick. This could go either in the top lane or the mid lane. We'll see with this last pick whether they pick up another flex. Akali is still up. They could get Silas Akali right here, and that would be an insane combo. Good luck dealing with all that damage. That Black Shield would be gone in an instant.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Predictive has quite the comp there, but
and
so
they
does...
opt into the Akali. I am the omniscient draft god at this point. No, I'm kidding. The Silas Akali combo is very good, and they're looking to get a good matchup on either side of this. Vel'Koz being locked in. Akali is going to want to look to go mid lane. That's all I can really debate with this. I think that with the current allocations, I think that Akali going mid lane is probably your best option, even though it is a ranged in the melee matchup. Silas fares just a little bit worse in the mid lane. Silas is able to get onto Vel'Koz, but I do like the Akali in the hands of Extends. Extends, known for just taking Ignite, known for solo killing. We'll see what he can do here. As far as where our action is going to be, expect a lot of that action to be in the top and mid lane, mostly in that mid lane. The top lane is just going to be a big old fight until the death. But I like the team comps out of both teams. One of the teams should activate their 1-3-1 very easily. The Skarner pick, I don't know exactly what they were going for. They should have picked Varus if they were going to pick Tom, or if they were going to pick Skarner. But looking good right now. They have Morgana on the other side of the map, able to get rid of a lot of that CC that's going to come down. But the Vel'Koz is also a really strong team fighting champion. So we'll see. We'll just see.
Man, I'm hoping this is looking like it's going to be a really good game. A lot of action-oriented champions here. So, what are your win conditions here for each team, Coil?
So my win condition for Omega Gaming Delta right now is to try to separate the carries from the other champions. So you've got your carries and you've got your other champions on this team. You can see now that they have a little bit of an issue whenever it comes to the side lane game. I don't think that Vel'Koz is always able to match either Akali or Silas in this Malphite unless he goes complete AP reduction, which he might just go MR, but unless he does that, he's just going to continuously get poked out, or he's just going to get out pushed. As far as the win condition on the other side of the map, you've got a very, very good team fighting team. Vel'Koz is able to stay behind Sejuani or Malphite. Morgana is able to put down the Black Shield on the Vel'Koz if he needs it, able to put down the Black Shield on Sivir. Just a very good overall, just very well-rounded team. You've got Ignite on the side of Redisol, but Exhaust on the other side of Swagner, looking to keep his carries alive. Very good idea. Barrier coming out from this Vel'Koz, knowing that if he takes heal, he's just going to get it reduced. So I expect the red side, which is going to be Predictive Gaming. I expect them to look to get this game won through team fights. And I'm expecting Omega Gaming Delta to look to win this game through the 1-3-1 and maybe take advantage of the fact that they can't match those side lanes.
Absolutely. I think in terms of scaling, I definitely would say Predictive Gaming has the, I guess, comfort of not being on a clock. I feel like Omega Gaming Delta is on a time clock this game. I might be wrong. I don't think that if this game goes to late, I feel like Omega Delta would lose in the late game.
If you look at the team comps, there's definitely a lot of tankiness going on with this red side. Predictive Gaming opting into that Malphite, opting into the Sejuani. Definitely going to be really tanky. That front line is going to be really good. If Omega Gaming Delta can't get the 1-3-1 activated, they're going to have a hard time getting through that front line, especially when Malphite can just knock everybody up and keep everybody off of Sivir. This is going to be a really good game.
Absolutely. So 10 seconds going in. Curious to see what masteries everybody took.
If you're looking at Akali, she should go that fleet footwork. If she goes anything else, she's greedy. Silas should be looking to take Aftershock here. He wants to stay alive as long as he can in team fights so he can lay down some pretty good damage. Although most Silases now go Electrocute so that they can get that extra damage off. You know, obviously, Sejuani's going to opt into Aftershock. So if we're looking at it now, Silas opted for the Electrocute, which isn't bad. Arcane Comment on your Malphite. That's actually just going to be for poke damage. Just going to look to poke down this. And the most interesting thing is actually Skarner with Conqueror. Now, this is so that he can eat through that Sejuani's armor and I guess do damage and stay alive. That's actually really interesting. I think that he's going to go full damage here. I'm excited for that. Sejuani just opting into the normal. Vel'Koz normal. Everything else is pretty normalized. Akali took fleet footwork, which is really good. Interesting that there's only inspiration on 4 champions in this game. Inspiration's usually on every single. Yeah, inspiration is usually on your mid laner and your bot lane, but in this game, it seems like they just opted to do either more damage or they just want to make things happen.
Okay, so here we go, spawning onto the rift.
And immediately onto the rift, everybody flashing their fancy little emotes before they get started. Very nice. We have both teams sporting basically every single person on every team has, or both teams. Well, yeah, they're actually just all supporting their own teams inside of their clan tags. And it looks like they're just going to go double 5-point. Tomato Farmer sitting back a little bit at blue buff. Nice little bit of poke down on the Kai'Sa there. Not going to mean much in the whole scheme of things, which is nice to get that little bit of poke. And now as we're looking at this, Tomato Farmer and Akali looking to get inside of this one brush.
So curious to see how the Silas goes into the Malphite this game. What are your opinions on that?
So Silas versus Malphite is definitely just going to be a big hoss fight. They're just going to continue hitting each other. Nobody's really going to get a kill unless this Malphite pops off and decides to destroy this Silas. I don't think much happens inside of this top lane. I think that most of your action is going to be in the mid lane, so keep an eye on those 2 champions. Silas versus Malphite, definitely a good ult for Malphite or for Silas to steal, especially with the scaling that he gets off of it.
He has quite a few ults to steal this game. You got Sejuani ulti, Vel'Koz ult, Sivir ulti, Morgana ults. A lot of good stuff out there.
Absolutely, and it's always a good idea to not draft around just Silas getting ults, but at the same time, you don't want to give him that many ults to pick from. It's more of like a double-edged sword. If you pick good champions, you're going to give up good ults, and that's just how it goes.
Exactly.
Akali going to poke out this Vel'Koz. Not much going to happen outside of that. I don't think that Akali is going to be able to continue this trade. Sivir just looking to get a little bit of poke down onto the Kai'Sa. Alistar getting his little stack, giving his little moo cow punch. Vel'Koz is going to leave a nice little bit of Q damage onto the Akali. The level 2 out of Morgana and Sivir is actually pretty dangerous. Good job by the Kai'Sa this game to back up, knowing that they don't have that pressure that they need. And even though Akali won the trade earlier in the game, she needs to be cautious. This is still a ranged and a melee matchup, and she's not that great until she hits about level 5 or level 6.
Looks like junglers just doing typical clears here, both on top sides of the map.
Yep. And it looks like Tindon has just, or Reich has just completely forgotten about his wolves. He's heading back now. Weird path for him to take. I would have preferred to just see him look to get some more wards inside of that topside jungle, or topside river, and actually he's just bypassing the wolves again. He's just walking bot lane.
Interesting pathing here. Vel'Koz, he extends, pushing in deep.
Absolutely. BXN's looking to make a good trade out for himself. Skarner now sitting inside of that bot side brush mid lane, and it looks like they're trying to pressure down. Silas is actually coming down as well. They're gonna look to get onto the Sejuani. Sejuani able to get out, no flashes. The Vel'Koz had to flash out, which is a fine flash. Now it gives Akali a little bit more pressure into that in this lane, but Vel'Koz is out of mana. Looking to just get a little bit more poke down onto him. Sejuani and Skarner are going to trade both top side and bot side scuttles. Skarner sprinting his way up to the top lane.
Okay, let's see what's going on top. They can secure this gank.
Looks like there's just going to be a little bit of a gank. Flash out by Malphite, not too bad. And they're going to continue just doing a little bit of fighting, nothing really going on. Like I said, Malphite is mega tank. Sejuani actually positioning like she's going to gank this bot lane. It's thought to be interesting.
There's a black shield. It's 20
Black
seconds
shield a little bit early. Black shield is a little bit early, but there is no pressure. And actually, that's a really good spot out. It's a good spot out by Blue, making sure that they know where that Sejuani is, not falling for any easy ganks like that.
Overall, two ganks by the junglers this game. Not as effective, but still
definitely more effective on the side of the Skarner. He's gotten 2 flashes at this point, making his presence felt in this early game, even though Skarner is considered a mid-game jungler. A little bit of a trade going on in the top lane. Malphite not going to take too much damage at this point. Pretty standard gameplay so far. There is a little bit of a gold lead on the side of Omega Gaming Delta. Don't know where most of this is coming from. I don't know. It's just some passive stuff, I guess.
Curious here. Once Akali hits 6, which is right now, like who wins that 1v1 with the Vel'Koz being 6 and Akali being 6?
So if Akali is able to get her first stack of her first R off on her, which is, I believe, the Deputy Precision is what it's called. If she gets that first, or perfect execution, my bad. But if she gets that first R off where it micro stuns him, he's not able to win that trade anymore. He needs to start backing off and looking for alternate routes into getting the trade done. Now you can see he got a lot of, actually looking to get the solo kill on Akali, not being able to do it. That happened really quickly. Akali used both stacks of the R, and Alistar used his Q for some reason. But yeah, Akali almost dies there. You could see that Akali was just pushing up a little bit too much on the turret. Needs to be a little bit more careful about pushing up and just, disrespecting this Vel'Koz. The Vel'Koz definitely outranges her. She's not able to poke him underneath turret. Just a farm lane in the bot lane.
Okay, so you have Vel'Koz. Is that taking Scuttle or taking Blue?
I believe that Vel'Koz took Blue. No, actually. Vel'Koz does not have Blue buff. Actually, it looks like it went over to Sejuani again. Sejuani looking to come bot lane again. And she's just going to leave. Not much going on. Akali getting poked out a little bit by this Vel'Koz. Not much going on. They need to... Nobody is really on a timer at this point because this is just still laning phase. As it starts to get a little bit past this mid game, it's going to be a little bit uglier. Looks like Silas is looking to trade down onto this Malphite, but it's not happening. Malphite has just got too many minions to block that E.
Oh, nice.
And he goes in immediately. Wow. And this is really aggressive out of this Silas. He's not going to be able to get a kill. Probably just looking to use that ult. He goes back in.
Throwing damage, bro.
Alright.
Okay, Sejuani coming in. Sejuani is 6. Alistar still has ulti though.
Sejuani probably gonna look at
TP coming from Silas. With no ulti though.
And it looks like they're just gonna clear the wave, push out. Good TP by Silas to keep that pressure off of the bot lane. They were probably out, but just maybe wanted to make sure that they kept that pressure away. Pinging towards Dragon is the blue side.
And they should keep in mind, Malphite does have teleport still here, and he has ulti.
Absolutely, Malphite does have that TP advantage right now. They don't have any wards really to TP down to.
There it is. Let's see.
And there it is. They just place it down. Team fight going on. Alistar hits the pulverize. Akali gonna move around in that shroud. Gonna get the first stack off. Gonna hit that perfect execution second stack on the Sivir. Not gonna get much out of it. Gonna get hit by that binding. Really good binding by Morgana and just dies.
Unlucky how that turned out. I saw Malphite miss his ult.
Yup.
But
and Silas comes in, the reset actually. And they're gonna look to re-engage.
Okay, interesting.
This is gonna be Dragon for Omega Gaming Delta.
They still pull through. Okay, very nice.
Sejuani still has ult, might look to ult somebody, but not gonna get much out of it. And actually, Omega Gaming Delta win that trade by getting that dragon.
100%. They turned it around. And props to them.
That was actually super good by the Silas, zoning out the rest of that red team, not letting them get in. And now this Skarner is looking like he's gonna maybe grab Warrior. I wouldn't expect this Skarner to go full tank, but he actually looks like he's gonna pick up Frozen Gauntlet in a pause.
Okay, so it looks like we have another pause. Going back to that last fight, like, what do you think Predictive could have done there to secure that dragon?
Predictive probably shouldn't have. So the thing with that situation was that a lot of them seemed like they were starting to get off of it, while others seemed like they wanted to stay on it. And what happened was somebody wanted to stay on it, somebody wanted to get off of it. The dragon reset after a few seconds. Didn't want to keep the dragon has a short temper, guys. You can't just let that dragon sit there. He's not going to want to play with you. He is not like a dog. He's not going to come to you. You have to come to him. And if you start having that mixed feeling of, well, maybe we shouldn't do this, that's whenever you're going to fall into the trap of dragon resetting. They're not able to turn that fight around as much because they don't have the cooldowns to do it. And Silas is their full health with Vel'Koz ult. So there's nothing really that Predictive should have just probably stayed on that dragon. They had good health bars. The only problem is that I don't believe they had Sejuani because she backed so late.
So she actually backed that fight, or...?
She backed after the fight and was just running from base. You saw whenever she came back in, she was full health. She just kind of backed after the fight. They seem like they just had a little bit of a mixed up call there, but you know, it still looked good for the side of Predictive Gaming. I wouldn't be too sad if I was them about losing that. They just need to be able to make more decisive calls.
Absolutely. And looking at bot side, we do see that Viva La Vendetta has a item over Sivir, and over Head and CS, it looks like. What do you think that Kai'Sa has to do here this game to avoid the Malphite and Sejuani with Black Shield coming at her?
So first, before I get into the Kai'Sa avoiding all of the stuff that's going to be thrown at her, I want to first go over the Man Immune build. Now, for some reason, the Korean gods have blessed us with this build where Kai'Sa actually gets Muramana instead of building Stormrazor first item. This will allow her to do more early trade, or will allow her to, one, get her Q upgrade earlier, but also will allow her to get trades in 1v1. She's a lot more stagnant. She's able to make a lot more better trades solo in that situation. So with that build, she's able to actually do more damage in a solo environment. Now, as far as her keeping out and keeping away from all the CC and things like that, she just needs a position behind her Silas and her Skarner and her Alistar. That front line is actually pretty decent. They have a 3-man front line. It looks like Kai'Sa should just be able to keep away from all that. The only way that she should be able to get hit by that Malphite ult is if he flashes on her. But other than that, I think that her biggest threat is trying to position around these Vel'Koz Qs, Es, and Rs, and also the Morgana binding. So I think that this should be interesting to see how this team fight plays out. Alistar should just be keeping with Kai'Sa the entire time.
Okay, yeah, let's see how they execute this game. Alright, so it looks like gold relatively fair and even. for both teams here.
Just a little bit of a trade going on the top side from Silas, looking to poke down his lane opponent. He actually lost quite a bit of health from that minion wave the last time he fought. Okay, and the Cutlass is actually coming down from the Akali, looking to get a good trade-off on to the Vel'Koz, getting him back down to half health. I believe that Vel'Koz has a pot to pop, and he does. He pops that pot. You gotta eat. You gotta eat, guys. You gotta stay hydrated out here. It's hot now. But yeah, this actually matchup in the mid lane. Ooh.
There's like it's another lag spike,
And it seems like the mid laner of Omega Delta is lagging. Sitting at this current game state, I believe that this is starting to look in favor more and more of Omega Gaming Delta. And the reason why I say that is because this Sivir is not going to ever completely keep up with this Kai'Sa now that she has a lot of has an item up, and also this Kai'Sa is almost up 20 CS on the Sivir. So this is always going to be just a slight gold lead for the Sivir or for the Kai'Sa. There's always going to be a slight gold lead for this Silas in the top lane. It looks like Silas is going for Luden's Echo. Silas is and it looks like Garner's going to be going in. Garner's going to get him with the penetrate. Malphite just going to get out because he has the ability to do that. And this is actually just going to be super terrible by the top and jungle of Omega Gaming Delta. Malphite going in with the Q, baby. The flash in. Shout out to the Ivar Shamrock Malphite. I promise you, this guy's going to be popping off now. He's actually 3-0-1 with a 300 gold shutdown.
And there's the lag again. Can you get a shout out for B Extends in the chat, please?
Shout out to B Extends. This man's just lagging all over the place. So with that trade actually happening in the top lane, what really should have happened was they should have known that Sejuani was not bot. They have her camps warded right now. She's nowhere near that bot side camp. She should be there if she would have shown on that ward, but she's not doing it. We'll see. We'll see, though. I think that it's good to get Malphite some gold, especially in this matchup, because he's going to be able to build. Looks like he's going for Adaptive Helmet, which is actually really good into Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa's not able to get her passive procs off. It also kind of just negates everything that Akali is able to do. So we'll see. That gold on Malphite should be actually more dangerous than somebody might think.
Yeah, I feel like now he's going to be really a real nuisance to kill. He's going to be getting in the way of a lot of things. Then again, Omega Delta does have quite a bit of damage. If Malphite just goes in like crazy deep, I feel like they should be able to kill him still. A lot of gold on Malphite, I don't like that because, like I said, he just becomes annoying to deal with and to kill off, and then that just gives a chance for the other carries on the other team to get back in the game.
So that definitely goes in the favor of Predictive Gaming. Predictive Gaming want to get this Malphite to as tanky as he can so that they can win these team fights just based off of how tanky their front line is. Now, the bot lane of Omega Gaming Delta is playing superbly passive right now. They should know that they're actually looking... I mean, they have vision of that Sejuani right now. They know where that Sejuani is. They should have known that they were able to trade off whenever they started going in on the top side. I think that Omega Gaming Delta is playing a little bit too passive in this lane, giving a little bit too much respect to the Sivir and Morgana combo. Just some basic farming, B extends, just giving some CS.
Looks like we have Akali attempting a rotation here. Bot. Spotted by the red ward. Not much action going on here as of yet.
Now, another thing that's really bad about this Skarner Keystone choice is that he is not able to use Predator. Predator is really good on Skarner because he's able to get in faster, able to get his ganks off, and not just, be there. He has to actually walk all the way up now, and it looks like there's going to be a gank in the bot lane. start off. Alistar does his W. Oh, does his headbutt onto the Morgana with the spell shield. Really good spell shield there by Morgana. Exhaust coming out. I don't believe they'll kill him underneath turret unless I'm crazy. And I'm crazy. Yeah. They do it. They kill the absolutely giant Alistar. A trade going on the top side. Look at this Malphite taking no damage.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, that's just gonna be really annoying to deal with now. Also, with the Morgana into Alistar, I mean, that's he just negates his whole combo there. Unlucky, yeah. You know, it's just annoying to deal with. I've been there. So yeah, we'll see how they respond, because now they have Malphite to worry about. Once he gets that adaptive helm, just, you know, it's just gonna be annoying to deal with. He's gonna be able to get in there, exert his dominance, trying to stop the back there, and yeah, I'm just curious to see how they will respond to that. There's another Fire Drake up here.
Now, Skarner needs to start getting his solo lanes more ahead. If he's not able to get his solo lanes into this game, this is now looking very dangerous for the bot side. Sivert just came back in gold, has the CDR from the Essence Reaver, has the damage. See, Essence Reaver is a much better first item than Muramana is. And it looks like they get their second Infernal Dragon. That's going to actually help with the team fights later on. This won't help with the effectiveness right now. Something I would have liked to seen out of the Predictive Gaming lineup is actually prioritizing getting that Rift Herald and dropping it bot, or maybe even top. Getting that Malphite further ahead or getting their bot lane further ahead would have been really good, but they decide to just stay away from that. Turret plates are now gone, so they won't get the full effectiveness out of it. Just a little bit of a trade going on in the bot lane. Alistar going very, very low. Gonna have to back, most likely. And it looks like Sejuani is pathing up towards top side, maybe looking to get a gank off on the Sylas. She does have ult, and Malphite does have ult. There's a big lockdown, but do they have the damage? BXN just being poked out by that Vel'Koz. BXN is going in, but also there's a fight in the top lane. BXN's looking to kill this Vel'Koz. Actually going in on the Vel'Koz. Gonna look to... Ooh, Vel'Koz survives with 1 health.
Oh, did he really? Oh man, 2 fights going on. I switched up to top lane.
Yeah. And there's a bot lane fight! There's so many fights! Headbutt or pulverize. Headbutt going back. Skarner gonna look to try to get on top of the Sivir, but he's not gonna be fast enough.
He does have flash coming up soon.
Ooh, no.
Not in time.
And that was fights in every single lane. The only lane that didn't have a trade back was actually the top lane, where the Sylas got ganked by the Sejuani. That lockdown from Malphite and Sejuani happened exactly as I said. They were going to layer their ults. They were going to be able to kill him. I didn't know if they had the damage to do it, but apparently they do. And now this Malphite is actually building a Catalyst of Aeons, which means that he's going to be building Abyssal Mask. And this is not an item that you see very often anymore, because a lot of these tank top laners are out of meta, but it seems like he's trying to bring that back right now. And that fight bot lane was insane.
Yes.
The Kai'Sa immediately gets blown up. But the Skarner comes down, tries to turn it around, gets the kill on Morgana. Now you've got the situation. Okay, looks like another trade in the top lane.
Malphite just walking away unscratched, man. Like, and pointing back to those fights, man, there's just so many fights going on. I thought that Tomato Farmer was actually gonna get away from Sejuani and Malphite, and then Sejuani just comes back out with the ulti. Like, nah, you thought, bro. Back here, man.
And absolutely, in the mid lane, since we weren't watching that, extends basically after Vel'Koz had used his ult, which I believe we saw through the observer. After Vel'Koz had used his ult mid lane, extends immediately goes onto Laxmat and tries to get the trade off. Laxmat stays for just a little bit too long, doesn't burn flash immediately, so he's just gonna get chased down. It looks like Skarner's trying to get the gank, but extends excellently, gets the kill. Is looking to get further ahead. Like I said, the solo lanes of Omega Gaming Delta need to get ahead, or else this is going to look very, very bad. And actually, Reich is down here. Don't look to go in. I think they could have won that fight, honestly. the Skarner is not scary.
Yeah, definitely not. But you know, just both teams playing it safe here. Looks like no one wants to take the loss. Silas going in, trying to put some damage. Oh, looks like we're getting a little scratch there.
Just a dent in the armor of Malphite. This man has turned kind of like a darker green than he usually is. He'll get that shield back soon enough. Oh, never mind. And it looks like Sejuani is still down bot lane, looking to get this bot lane as far ahead as she can. There is no reason for her to gank top lane anymore. Malphite is already ahead. He's never going to die to this Silas unless he trolls. Look at this. Just sitting bot lane. Literally just sitting in the brush. This is solo queue. This is not solo queue, guys. This is actually a really smart idea by this Sejuani. I believe she should back here, though, before they start fighting. And it looks like the fight's already going to begin.
There it is.
Headbutt pulverize onto the Morgana. Stun on that. Stun down on the Sejuani. It looks like they're just going to completely clean this up. Silas TP's on the backside. Malphite with a 4 TP.
Very late TP there.
Looks like this is going to be a win Drake for Omega Gaming Delta. That fight actually started with Alistar going in immediately onto the Morgana and Sivir. Morgana and Sivir, even though Morgana can spell shield out Sivir, Morgana is not safe herself whenever she does that. And it looks like actually Silas is going to use that Malphite ult, and whoop, he's just one shot. I can't believe he didn't get hit by the second Q or the second part of that Silas Q. And it looks like that's going to be a turret going down.
I've never played Silas, but I noticed like at the end of the animation there is like a little blow up animation there. Does that not do any damage, or
that does do damage. The thing is that it's a really small hitbox. Oh, okay. It's actually smaller than the first activation, but it still does damage, and it actually does quite a bit of damage. But it seems like Vel'Koz was just a little bit out of that zone. You can see now that the CS differences between these mid and bot lane is actually now coming into play. Viva is still up almost 500 gold on his opponent, and Extends is almost up, or is up 700 gold. So it looks like this game is close, but those solo lane, that mid lane and that bot lane are definitely not.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like Omega Delta is coming out.
And it looks like Extends is going to look to go on to this Morgana. Absolutely blows her up. And this is going to be another kill, maybe? And Extends dodges the Sejuani R. And this is just going to be disastrous. There's no way that the Sejuani is going to be able to pick up the skill on the Akali. Kai'Sa comes in just to secure it. Not going to be able to drop the Sejuani. But it looks like, oh, the Malphite cancels the Malphite ult. Nice. This game is insane. This is what we wanted out of a stream game, guys. What? And Malphite, or Alistar going in on the Malphite.
They're actually going on this. Interesting, okay.
What is going on? This Alistar is tanked almost three or four times. Oh,
I think that's 10. Was that 10?
10. And this is going to be an easy cleanup for the Akali, it looks like. Malphite just trying to get out, can't get out. Akali gets the big shutdown. Akali is now absolutely huge. And Morgana looking to come down as well. Skarner gonna lock her down. Sivir's down here, but she's gonna get hit by the. Ooh,
that was
and
close.
She's just gonna get out. Oh wait, they're still fighting. Vel'Koz is gonna get a big ulti in. Gonna shut down the Silas. And it looks like Raika's just gonna fall.
Oh, that was just greedy. That was greedy.
Akali is in a bad situation. Woo! And she gets hit by the Vel'Koz Q. She's going to look to try to get out of this. She's just going to die here. And that shutdown gold that just went over to her now transfers over to the Vel'Koz. You're kidding me. That was an insane part of this game. This is exactly what we wanted to see out of these two teams. Just a lot of fights, a lot of skirmishes, and this is crazy.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
That was That was crazy, man. I don't know how I feel about the Alistair Silas dive onto the Malphite, but it backfired on them, I believe, because you gave up shutdown goal to the other team. In my opinion, personally, very unnecessary what happened there, but hey, it's all good. Do it for the stream, guys. Do it for the stream.
Do it for the stream. And if you can see, this Sejuani is absolutely gigantic. She has been in 11 of the 12 kills that has happened on the map so far. This Sivir is also getting pretty much really good items. Muramana just completed for Kaisa, so she'll be able to duel, but will she be able to do much in team fights? We'll have to see. And just looking at the gold right now, looking at everything that's going on, Silas is actually trying to make it up with the CS differential. Skarner is not that much of an effective pick. I would have liked to see Reich on something else other than the Skarner. And it looks like they hit the binding onto Akali. Gonna clear out some wardage. Has to Malphite R away from Malphite. Ooh. And this is actually dangerous because now Sivir can just continue getting mid prio, and this is where this team comp comes alive. You are not going to be able to team fight this team if they play this correctly. This is actually just such a scary team fight team. They have such a big front line. Everybody has ults on the side of Predictive Gaming. Only one person missing ult, but he's going to have it soon. Silas does have ult now for Omega gaining Delta. And it looks like they're just going to go on to the Alistar. Probably not going to get the kill here. Nope. Alistar just going to take a lot of damage.
So they have to be careful here.
They're looking to go in on the back line, but it looks like Cookies has made it. And he actually goes on to Akali. Akali just goes in and gets stunned.
Oh my god.
And that's a pretty big flash. Headbutt pulverized. Kaisa on the backside, actually. Kaisa is cleaning up this fight. And it looks like they're going to clean up this fight. Sejuani is now the last one standing for Predictive Gaming. She's going to be able to get over to that wall. But will she be able to get away? Get hit by that stun. Knock up.
Nice.
And they pick it up ace. That is disastrous for Predictive Gaming. They need to not stand together. They know that this Malphite R is going to be getting up onto Silas. They also know that the Headbutt Pulverize is available for this Alistar. They cannot be grouping their carries like that. That is such a bad idea. They had a good start to it with the Malphite R going onto Akali, but they just could not clean it up. And Kaisa goes in immediately onto the Sivir, destroys her in the 1v1. There was no chance for them to win that.
So definitely curious. Where was the black shield there? Was it used prematurely or?
I believe the black shield was on Vel'Koz, but Vel'Koz was just in so much magic damage there that he just got blown up. I believe as soon as Vel'Koz used his R, that was whenever she laid down the black shield.
That was wild. Omega Delta just enforcing their lead here. They have slight lead.
Omega Delta is definitely flexing with these side laners now activated. It looks like Silas and Akali are not going to be able to be matched. Skarner going to throw out his E, not going to do anything out of that. Akali going to look to clear out this ward, going to get hit by the Q. Alistar's a big boy.
Silas is pushing in the wave bots. Both top laners do have TP available to them.
Looks like they're gonna send Sejuani and Vel'Koz to match this Silas. Keeping Sivir mid is your best option. She's able to push back mid very fast. It looks like Kaisa's gonna look to go onto this Malphite, and he's actually getting melted!
Oh my god, bro.
Will Malphite die here? He will! And Viva La Vendetta is going Viva!
Viva la man!
Viva La Loco!
Oh my god.
Wagner goes down to the Akali, and Viva La Vendetta is living La Viva Loca in the top lane. And it looks like they're just gonna Viva Loca. And it looks like actually
what is going on?
And the E lands. It's insanity. There is no way to say anything about this. Sejuani Just gonna get the kill on the Silas. Look to dip out. She does get that kill on the Silas though, and it looks like that's a 2-for-3 trade. But this all works in the favor of Omega Gaming Delta. Viva La Vendetta is able to kill Malphite 1v1. That's insane.
Yeah, it was very insane. I was not expecting that.
Nobody is going to be able to kill Kaisa 1v1. It looks like Kaisa's just going to blow up Sivert. Ooh, the stopwatch. He will die here. And the shutdown goes down. This is a little bit of a greedy Baron, in my opinion. I don't think that they get anything off of that Baron. And Akali is just going to die.
Can she pull one out of the books here? Maybe?
And Akali is out. Skarner saves her with that E. Sejuani ult is not up soon, so they do not have that available to them. Silas is still going in. So that last fight was actually plain insanity. The fact that Akali picked up that kill on the Valkaz was actually really bad for the side of Predictive Gaming, but then Omega Gaming Delta just make the wrong decision of trying to go for that Baron right after that fight. They did not have the members to be able to fight those 3 members that were still up. And tank Baron damage, but it looks like Silas is just going to clean up an easy kill onto the Valkaz. Valkaz cannot be caught anywhere by himself at this point. He has to have Morgana, he has to have Sejuani, he has to have Malphite. You cannot send your carries out without a tank with them. Maximum security time for these carries on the side of Predictive Gaming.
TP advantage does go to Omega Delta here. Malphite does have ulti.
The trade is going down onto Malphite, not going to do too much damage. Maybe over time we'll start doing more. Sejuani decides to go in, gets hit by perfect execution. Perfect execution does land. Going to proc that second one. Viva La Vendetta is still inside of this fight. You have to be careful of Viva La Vendetta. Viva La Vendetta cleans up onto, and it's just over. There's nothing to say. Malphite still getting dove. He's by himself. Leave this man alone. The Shamrock God just wants to be left alone in the bot lane. He can't even get it. The Baron is starting to be
Oh my god. I thought I actually stole that.
Viva La Vendetta got the Baron, and it looks like they're just going to clean up on the Valkyrie.
Delta definitely just running away with this
Oh my
now.
goodness. And the overtime poke down from this Silas might actually kill this Malphite.
Got him.
This solo kill goes to Silas. This is it. The solo lanes are insane right now. There is nobody to match these guys 1v1. And it looks like the Sejuani is just going to continue getting poked down. Ooh, binding does miss, but
Farmer coming out with a tomato juice, bro. Like, drink your tomato juice. Play like this guy. Like, my goodness.
Ooh. Tomato. Oh, he's inside the base.
Okay.
He gets hit by the Sejuani R. Will he turn this around? Nope. He is just gonna die. That's a little bit too hype. Just a little bit too hype, but it's okay.
Delta securing their third Infernal here. Lazy backs. Let's see. Do they fight this? Still have Baron. So what do you think overall, Coil? I mean, this game looks like it's heavily in favor of Delta. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself here, but how does Predictive come back from this?
I think that the way that Predictive comes back in this game is they have to find the right fight. Just like Stan fight last game, they need to find the right fight. This Vel'Koz can still do a lot of damage with this true damage. They still have a really tanky front line. You can see that front line is basically building the same exact items. The only problem is that if Viva La Vendetta gets anything on their carries, they're dead, because Kaisa is just able to get straight onto the carries. And unfortunately, Morgana is not too good whenever people are diving onto her carries and one-shotting them.
Yeah.
And Skarner is outside of the brush. I don't know what he's doing. He's trolling.
Yeah, honestly, I thought the Morgana was the key factor in here to stop all of their, hard engage that they had, but hasn't been that effective this game, I feel like.
And honestly, looking at the builds right now, I do see that Akali has Lichbane, Interesting choice. I mean, I guess she's far enough ahead, and it looks like Sejuani is going to look to go into this bush, just give it a little face check. Not going to find anything there that she wants to see. Okay, and Akali has Lichbane. This is an interesting item choice. I think that it's a little bit greedy, but I mean, if it's working, it's working. And it looks like Viva La Vendetta is actually almost insane. It's almost full build at this point. Ooh, wow. It looks like this is probably going to be our last team fight. Sejuani going in on the Skarner. Skarner Hysterics engage. And it looks like the Akali completely... Whoop! The Akali just pooping the damage. It looks like it's just going to be the end of the game. Akali just going to clean up the rest of these skills. Akali's all the way in the freaking Nexus! In the fountain! Malphite goes back in! Looking to get a trade-off. Sivir outside of this fight needs to look this. But Silas comes in and it is over. This game is over. And Viva La Vendetta just gonna drop the Sivir. It is over. This game was insanity. Great game from both of the teams, honestly, but the way that those solo laners started, and like I said at the beginning, if you get those solo laners starting to do their thing, they're going to make a difference. And they did that.
Yeah, definitely. Omega Delta just ran away with the game. It just fell apart. Let me switch over here. There we go. Look at the graphs here. Total damage going to the Kaisa, looks like.
Yup.
Second best on Omega Delta, the Silas. He was putting in work, man. He was just throwing some hooks, some haymakers at the Malphite. Malphite was just taking it.
And he was throwing everything in the kitchen sink at this Malphite. It was insane. But overall, I have to give the MVP to this Kaisa. I think that was just way too... The Kaisa was just way too ahead. There was nothing they could do. They couldn't kill her. They couldn't get onto her. She just kept doing what she needed to do. She kept one-shotting the back line. But who do you feel is MVP for that game?
MVP for that game, I am just gonna have to give it to Kaisa as well. I mean, early on they didn't do bad. They didn't do good either. Kaisa just came back with some fire, man. Because you saw that top lane where we thought Malphite was fine. And Kaisa just goes in like, hey bro, square up, and then boom, Malphite is nowhere to be found. I definitely would have to give it to Kaisa. It's a lot of damage he pumped out, a lot of doing it in style as well. Definitely Viva La Vendetta, MVP for him this game.
Absolutely. That was an insane game out of the Kaisa. And really, it was an insane game out of Omega Delta. They completely brought it back. I thought that it was looking a little bit grim at first. They went down like 6 kills to 1 or something like that, but they kept the gold consistent. Yeah. They kept getting these CS like the CS differential was just always there. There was no way for Predictive Gaming to come back once they lost the lead. So I believe that this game was just a showing again of Omega Delta's complete chaotic good style of gameplay.
Absolutely. So yeah, that we're gonna wrap it up for tonight's Gold and Platinum League. Just a reminder to everybody in here, tomorrow, Wednesday, is the Diamond League, second week of the season. Feel free to tune in. And also, just a reminder, drop a follow if you guys haven't yet. We do appreciate the support that you guys give to us here. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Coil, my man, thank you for joining me today on streaming these 2 games. Any last words for the chat?
Last words, just really want to give a shout out to Chris, one of the staff members of Omega Esports League. Really good guy, does a lot of work for us, and just had his first daughter. He has become a father today, which is insane. And just big shout outs to that guy. He does so much work for us.
Definitely. Shout out to Chris. Best wishes to you, my friend. And yeah, with that being said, guys, we are going to wrap it up. Once again, you guys have a good night, and tune in tomorrow for tomorrow's Diamond League. You guys have a good night.